Hi, this is Chris. Today I'm going to do some negative painting in watercolor. And to do that I'm going to choose a piece of lace from my grandmother's lace box. I'm not sure how old this box is. I think it's from the 30s. It says Canon on it, and I think sheets came in it. And I've had to do some repairs on it because it was starting to fall apart, but it's a really pretty little box. It has little ribbons right here to, like a hinge to hold the lid open, and the inside is not faded at all. It's still real pretty. And I've sorted out the different laces. There are laces that she saved through her life and some laces that were her mother's. So they're vintage and they're antique. This is just her little box of sequins and stuff. So some real vintage sequins and little pearl beads. But we won't be using those today. So I want to find a little piece of lace that's interesting but not too complicated. I have a video that just shows a little tour of this whole box. Here's some little pretty little handkerchiefs. Here is a souvenir from World War I, I believe, from my brother Harry while in war. And then a little table napkin. It's a little bit, quite a bit newer. This has little, like lilies of the valley on it. This is actually something I collected when I was younger. I think I got it at a yard sale a long time ago. It has pretty little flowers. It's kind of like a dresser scarf. It doesn't cover an entire dresser top. Alright, now we're getting down. Here's some napkin rings with little tiny cross stitch on them. My grandmother was English, but she grew up in China, so she had a fondness for Chinese things. This one looks like it could work. I have 3 of those. These would be collars, collar points that you would add to a simple dress and make it pretty. Here's some tatting. She may have done this, or her mother may have done it. My grandmother was a nurse, so she probably didn't have time to do a lot of different needle projects. Here's a crocheted edging. And back when she was young and her mother was young, if a dress wore out, you took off the edgings and saved them for something else. Here's a little crocheted piece. Not quite finished. Here's some little machine-made pieces. Some more collars, collar points. With the machine-made, sometimes it's hard to tell the front from the back because they just sort of scribble the thread on, at least on the inexpensive laces, which my family was never rich. They couldn't afford the real fancy laces. Now this one has a larger detail, so it might be easier to paint. There's a whole nother layer under here. There's two more layers under here. I tried to keep them separated. Here's an interesting one. I think this was the bottom of a reticule, a little cloth purse that a lady would carry, and a cloth tube would be sewn around here. This would be the bottom, and then this would be the drawstring top that would be sewn around the top of the tube. Okay, well, I don't want to spend all day on this, so I think I'll start putting these back. It's a nice day to sit in my studio / office and paint. It's snowing outside my window. I was watching it. Some pretty big flakes were coming down, but they're smaller now. I still have snow on the ground from the last storm. And I put tissue paper around this box because I don't want, if there's any kind of chemicals in the inks or the paper or anything, I don't want them to leach onto the laces. Alright, so there's Grandma's lace box. And Great-Grandma. So I'll go to the next page in my watercolor book. And the last one I did was a green apple. This paper isn't bright white, it's a kind of a cream color, which is appropriate for these laces that are cream color, but we're going to be painting the negative space. So, let's see what I want to do. I might do more than one. I might do a little bit. Let's see. Pencil. So I have a 2H, which is a hard pencil. It doesn't smear as much as a B pencil or an HB pencil, which have softer leads. I think I'm going to just do a study of this, so it'll start with an enlarged study. It'll start with a teardrop shape. This is my palette of Winsor Newton colors, and I'm going to be using mostly blues. So if you're not familiar with the term negative painting, what you're doing is you're painting what's not instead of what is. So instead of just doing a little painting of this lace, which is really difficult to see, beige on beige, I'm going to paint the background, and I'm going to paint it blue so that the lace actually stands out. So I'm going to start with something light, and I'll probably build my colors as I go. And when I'm done and it's totally dry, I can erase my pencil lines. And I don't want a flat wash, I want some variegation and some interest in it. For this video, I'll just concentrate on the center one, and then on my own I'll finish it up and show you when it's done. I've come to a point now where I want to erase my pencil lines on this one. I've put the hairdryer on it to dry it. And I'm going to come through and erase those pencil lines, and then I'm going to do some shading that'll help bring it out. Okay, I finished my little negative painting. So I didn't paint the lace, I painted the spaces around it, and then I painted in some of the shadows. And then this is discolored and aged, and so I painted in a little bit of those colors on top of it. But that's my negative painting for tatting. I think I might cut a little piece of this off and glue it in here. Maybe I'll put it like, yeah, I think I'll do that. I mean, this is very precious to me, and I hate using it for anything, but I think it's okay to put a little piece of it in here. And I'll use my art glitter glue to do that. Thanks for watching. Here are a couple more videos you might enjoy. Meanwhile, have fun watercoloring. The more you paint, the more you understand the medium. Bye-bye.